you doing today? This is what I'm going to tell you today. I'm going to tell you how to get your fabric ready to make something out of it, to sew something. You've been to you might have been to the craft store, and you might have been on Amazon, or someone may have given you something. Anyway, you've got some fabric, right? And this fabric is not ready to sew. It is a brand new, came from the factory. It's got some stuff in it that makes it stale, ready for them to make fabric, but not to sew. Sizing. So we're going to wash it, and then it's going to come out of the dryer, and it's going to be a wrinkled mess with frayed edges, and it's still not ready to sew. But you're closer. So now you're going to have to iron it. Do you guys like to iron? Some people do. Some people love to iron. I don't love to iron. I don't mind ironing, but I avoid it at all costs. If my clothes are wrinkled a little bit, that's fine with me. But if my fabric's wrinkled, I cannot sew properly. So what I do before I iron it, I have a little ironing board. But even if I had a big ironing board, this is what I do. I put it back the way that it was before I washed it. I find the two edges that are the sides, no matter how long it is, and I try to match them up. Now, someone cut this at the fabric store, and they're professionals. They're really good at cutting stuff, so they probably did a good job of getting the end pretty straight, but there's no way to get it 100% perfect, and also it might have not been perfect when it was on the bolt, and now the edges are all frayed. So I match up the edge as best I can, the two parts right there together, and I pull them a little further, and then I shake it. And then if it hangs completely flat, so when I smooth it across, I got lucky, because usually that's not the case. So you usually have to ooch one down a little bit in the direction of the bump and reline them up and then shake it out. And then when you can get it to go flat all the way across to the fold, then you know that it's straight as it's going to be. Now, once I get that done, I start to iron it. So I line up my two edges here, and I push across with my hands. I already ironed this part, so it's easy to do. Push across with my hands toward the fold. This is the fold. And then I take my iron, and I just go back and forth. It's hot. Be careful. Back and forth. And I don't iron the crease. I get real close to the crease, but I don't iron the crease, because if it's a little bit wrinkled there, it just doesn't even matter. And I don't want a crease ironed into it. Then I scoot it down. I make sure my edges are lined up again. I already did this part. I iron it till it's pretty unwrinkled. I don't do the edging, then I move back down. Now this is the place where we haven't lined it up yet. So here we go. Line up the edge as best you can. Now that's given me this little pucker that I'm going to move over. Don't burn yourself on your iron. Hold the edges together. Smooth the direction of the fold and out that way. It's a big mess up here where we're moving that direction. It doesn't matter. Now we iron this part. I always start at the edge and try to keep these lined up. Fabric kind of moves. It kind of stretches. Even though this is cotton, it doesn't stretch a lot, but it does stretch some. So I can kind of manipulate it to be the way I want. Okay, one more time. I find my edges. I line them up. I hold them down. I move that little pucker over and smooth it towards the mess that I'm going to be ironing next, and towards the fold. I start on the edge. Don't burn yourself. All right, that's how I iron. That may not be how you iron. There's lots of ways to do things. That's how I iron. How did I come to iron this way? Well, my awesome grandma, Mama Dee, was really good at stuff like this. She taught me how to sew. She taught me how to iron. She taught me lots of things about. She's a really good seamstress. It was that time where people made things, and she made anything my mom wanted, any costume. When my mom first became a clown, she said, "Mom, I need a clown costume." No problem. She could ask for whatever, and her mom could sew it for you. All right, when we get to the end, I'm not going to do that last part. I kind of do this fold. I lay it flat, and I just bunch it up. Bunch it up. It's not bunching. I don't know what the word is. Lay it like that. And then I stack folds like this, and I lay them on top of each other like this. And then I have all my fabrics ready to go. They've been washed, they've been ironed, and when I need to cut them, they are ready. I can just pull it out of my pile. That's how I do it. Okay, I'm going to pause for a minute, and I'm going to show you how I cut with the rotary cutter.